Hello, Julie here from Julie's Papercraft. Thank you for joining me here on my YouTube channel today. Today I'm going to be making some tags to go into the journal that I'm currently working on. This journal is made using products I've received in my design team kit from Paper Inspirations. Okay, so I'm going to make some tags and a journaling card. Now the tags are going to go in these over the page pockets that I created in a previous video. So I've cut them to size to go in there, but they're white on the back, so I'm going to cover or attach these this coffee dyed paper to the back of the card. So it looks like I've cut some taller and some shorter, so that's that size. And that size. Okay, so we're going to have two different sizes by the looks of it, which is fine. Okay, so let's measure them then. That is 4.5 by 3, and these are 4 by 3. So cut this at 3. Then 4.5. And 4.5, and I've also got this one, which is 4 1/4 by 4 3/8. Put that at 4 1/4. And that way, and 4 3/8. So that's for that one. That's the one that's going inside of the pocket. Now I need, what was it? 3. Is it 3 inches wide? Yeah, 3 inches. By 4. And that's not long enough. 3 inches. By 4. Okay. So I'm going to attach these now to each of those pieces, and I'm going to use my art glitter glue to do that. Use that side. Probably don't need to apply a lot of glue because I think I'll probably stitch around them. So they're the shorter ones. a little bit in the middle so that when I stitch around them, then these edges will be attached. That's another short one. Yes. You get a slightly darker side. So I've got some of these coffee dyed papers in my Etsy shop if you're interested in having a look at those. I dyed these myself. First time I've done coffee dyeing. I have done avocado dyeing before and I really enjoyed that, and I also did tea dyeing, but this is my first attempt at coffee dyeing and I'm pretty happy with it. At this stage I don't have any complaints. I did some papers, I did some card too, but I only did like 10 card just to see how it went, so I might try some card stock later again for my Etsy shop. But at this stage I've got the paper in there and I've got the avocado dyed paper in there as well, so you can pop over and check that out if you want to. I will put a link in the description box to my Etsy shop, so if you wanted to check that out you can pop over and have a look. Okay, so I've got those attached, and at this stage I'm going to put these on these, and I'm just wondering whether I should put them on before or after I stitch around it. If I put them on, like if I put them on before, I can just stitch straight through it, can't I? So yes, I'll go ahead and do that. So I'm going to ink around these before I attach them, because it'll be very hard to do so after. I've used this die to cut them. It's File Tab 3-inch punch by McGill. I've had it for a long time and it's very hard to push down, but yeah, I thought I'd use those. So I'm just folding that over and having a look if it lines up. It can be a bit tricky to line up. You would think that it would be perfect being a punch, but not always for some reason. So finish that fold there. Even that's not perfect, is it? So what I'll do is I'll just ink around the inside edges of the white, so where it's not perfect it doesn't stand out like stark white. Perhaps I should get my scoreboard out and score down the middle. Perhaps that might help me get them to line up better. But yeah, that's not too bad. Okay, so I'm going to put the lighter ones on the darker card and the darker ones on the lighter card, just for a little bit of variation. So all we have to do is put some glue on the inside. I'm not worried about getting it right down to the bottom because, as I say, that will be stitched on. And then pop this on here. I'm going to put it so that it's about centre and straight as I can get it, and burnish that. Okay. So while I've got my trimmer here, I'm just going to trim off those edges. So again, actually I might just grab my scoreboard and score these just to see how that goes. So if I've drawn a line on my scoreboard here that goes right down so that I can line things up top and bottom. So there you can see I've got the line meeting there and the line meeting there. So if I score, actually I should have it turned over the other way, that way. If I put that there and that there and score, hopefully it will be straight. Now if it's not straight, well then there's the punch is slightly out of whack. And we'll see how that goes. Yeah, see, slightly out there. Pretty good though, pretty good. So, note to self, in future, use your scoreboard. So how is everybody? I hope everybody is well. I am, and the weather here today is pretty good. I have been for a walk this morning, so the sun was out and it was quite pleasant walking along the river. It's just been happening pretty well. I had a new internet cable put in yesterday because I was sick of my Wi-Fi dropping out. So they came and put a new cable in, like a internet spot in the wall that I can now plug my computer into that. So I'm wired directly to the internet. So hopefully that will be a big bonus. Okay, so that's those two done. Now we'll do these two. As I said, I'm going to use the darker because this is the same paper as that. And I'm going to, just so that they stand out a little bit. I could have put those on there and the lighter ones on there, but thought I'd have a bit of a change. How brown my finger gets from doing this inking. Okay, so here's my other one. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to go and stitch around these and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I have stitched around each of these and I have inked around each of these, so they are all ready to go. One little tip that I will share, and I have shared it before, this is the front, this is the top where I did the stitching, but on the back, if you run your bone folder over the stitches, it flattens the stitches out and takes that bumpy feeling away. Another trick that I have just learnt today is, even if you're going to stitch around it, good idea to take your glue right out to the edge, because you get that. And while that's not going to bother me particularly at this stage, it's something that I will look at in the future and make sure that I glue out to the edges, because that could become worrisome into the future. But if it does, well then it's simply a matter of running a bit of glue around the edge on the outside of the stitching. Of course the inside of the stitching will be fine. But another thing that you might be interested in is, I didn't really put a lot of glue on the inside. centre section, and I found that there's sort of like bits of bubbles, so that's another thing. So if you go, even if you're going to stitch around it, a good idea to glue the two pieces together properly. Okay, so now I'm going to have a look. So this larger one is going in here. So it's going to go in there like so. That's going to be, you'll be able to see it through this window. So I'm going to decorate this with that in mind. Now I haven't worked out exactly what I'm going to decorate it with, but I have got some bits and pieces here. I've got some labels and some stamps and some clusters. I have also got some rub-ons which I will use on there. I've got some of these Innately Creative fussy cuts from the Indigo and Violet range, and I have of course the stickers and the embellishments from the Cathe Holden range. So that's what I'm going to use to decorate the whole thing. Now this one I do want to decorate a fair amount. Those not so much. So I'm going to use some rub-ons on this one for starters. And although I have already got some stitching on here, I'm going to do a rub-on stitching. And I'm going to just cut so this rub-on is white. That's probably a bit hard for you to see, but once I put it on there, it doesn't really stand out all that much either, does it? Not really, so I don't think I'll worry about having that on there. And if I put it on the other side, does it stand out? No, but it'll stand out right on the darker one, so I'll use it on the darker one. Okay, so let's have a look what we want to put on here. Now I want something pretty, because this is going to be showing through the front. And I was... these are stickers out of here that I've backed onto cardstock so that they're not transparent. So I was thinking that maybe I could use one of these bigger floral clusters on here so that it shows through that front window. Yes, that'd be alright. So I'm going to stick that on there, burnish that down, so it sticks nicely. Even though it's got that base sort of border around it, it blends in nicely. I'm not a big border on sticker fan, I don't like it, and I usually cut them off, but this one seems to blend in just fine. So that's a start on there. And then I was thinking of putting like maybe a stamp. Don't know which way to open my little box. Maybe if I put that on there, if I use these are sort of like a washi, and they should really be put onto something to help stand out. They're quite nice, aren't they? That one up there instead of down the bottom. Or have I got a slightly smaller one? That's nice. I'll use the stamp there and some labels. It has to fit into this, it has to fit into the pocket, so I don't want anything too bulky here. What about something like that? Which way is up? Not sure which way is up on this. Like so. I don't know that I really need too much up there. Maybe something like that with this little word one. Put that up a bit, bring that one down. Oh, got two there. Maybe just something like that with a number up here. I don't know if I'm maximum 360 revs per minute. Maybe something just like that or something will be enough on there. I've got some tiny labels here. It's just a little tiny something there. Something like that maybe. What do we think of that? Too repetitious, same thing top and bottom. Maybe. I've got this green ribbon here. This was in a swap that I received, and just wondering whether I'd put a bit of that there, then put that on there. I'd have to make sure I've stuck that down properly because it's got to go in and out of that pocket. But I think that's quite nice. What do you think? Or I'll drop it down a little bit. Drop it down here. Bring that down a bit lower, like so. Take that off. See, I quite like that. I think that's enough, to be honest. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. So, cut this. And run a little bit of glue along the top and the bottom. Don't want it too thick because I don't really want it oozing through. I'm going to drop that right down there. And then this one can go there. I'll just ink around that before I attach it. a sticky bit. It's a sticker. You learn something new every day, don't you? There we go. Okay, I'll just put that up there. Can't help myself. Got a bit of a gap, have to put something in it. I'm not going to put the pink bit, just this bit. Okay, so let's see what that looks like. In our pocket. Oh, it's lovely. There we go. I don't know whether that's reflecting too much for you to see, but that's really pretty flower there. And that's one of those Edith Holden stickers out of the flea market collection, Stationer's Boutique. Very happy. So that's okay for that one. Now these, as I said, these are going to go into these pockets which flip over the page. So I really don't want a lot on there. Looks like we could just put something up in the top corner maybe, and see how that goes. So perhaps, you know, something on this one, for example, we could put. Now these are the slightly longer ones, and how are they going to sit? So they're going to sit like that. They're going to poke up above the page, and they have got a little bit more room for a bit of embellishing. So perhaps, seeing as how we've got that green ribbon, here we go. Okay. Okay, so now we could put right. First of all, I'm going to do a dark one, and I'm going to put this rub on it. So that was from the 49 and Market Roughly Sewn rub-ons. That's that one. Inside. Just go across the top. Now I'm going to embellish my tags, and I'm going to just work through trying things out, using stickers, using bits and pieces, trying things here, trying things there, and see how things work out. So I'm basically going to, well, I am going to put this on fast forward and put a little bit of music on. You can watch the process happen, or you can fast forward past this part if you want to, whatever suits you best. But it's just a matter of trial and error, just trying bits and pieces, see what I like, see what I don't like, and move them around till I think they look better. So yeah, we all know how to do that, so you don't need to sit for 20 minutes and watch me work out what's going to go where. So I'll come back to you when I've finished adding all of the embellishments. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to add, this one, and this one. I'm going to add a little dangle, a charm to them. So first of all, I'm going to put an eyelet. So I'm going to put a hole in the middle of my tag top, and in this one. And then I'm going to put an eyelet, and I'll probably stick with the same eyelet that I used there. So 2 black ones. Now you could put anything in here. You could put ribbon, you know, any of those things, fibres, whatever, or you could leave it with nothing in it. I mean, the tab itself is enough. So, but I wanted to put some charms, and I've got some gold charms here because I've got the gold gilding flakes on there. So I've got a heart locket and a little dog and a bone. So I'm going to put them on I was wondering whether to put them. I've got some gold chain here. Whether to put them on some gold chain and let them hang down from there, or I think I could just put them on a jump ring. See how that goes. So if I put that through there and that through there and that through there, so I'm just going to use these bulb pins and attach those charms. My husband and his friend came in from outside and started talking in 2 rooms away, but their voices were so loud that you could hear it during my taping. So I've deleted that audio and I'm just doing a voiceover now. So yeah, I'm just attaching those charms using bulb pins, and sometimes I wonder whether they sit right or not, and whether I would have been better off with the gold chain. But anyway, they ended up sitting fine, so I'm quite happy with them. Okay, so there's my goodies there. So I've made those 4 tags, and I've made the insert for this pocket. So now, where am I going to put these? Say, put them here. Okay, so that's going to work. That and that and that. Go down like so. Okay, well, after all that, so we've got a dangle one there, we've got that there, we've got that there, and there. Okay, so that's my project for today. So I've got the tags so far for my journal, as far as I've got, and I'm quite happy with those. So thank you for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed watching my video, and I hope you can join me when I post my next video. Okay, bye.